All right, today, ladies and gentlemen, today marks the day where you are going to start your journey of becoming a better driver of the golf ball. By the end of today's video, you can head down to your local courthouse and you could probably change your name to Calvin Pete or to Fred Funk because you are going to be a driving machine. I'm going to make you guys a deal, and it's going to be one that I will stick to. My little dinosaur driver here, that's 15 years old or 14 years old, that I love dearly, I will part ways with it if, in fact, by the end of July 2023, we get our subscribers here at My Golf DNA up to 11,400. Let's call it 11,300. And on top of that, we get today's video to 1,000 likes, which is very aggressive. What I will do is if we hit that number, by the end of July, I will take you guys on a ride with me. I will schedule a fitting as soon as possible, and I will go and bring the camera along with it, and you guys will watch me get fit for a new driver, and you'll be able to see the baseline numbers from this dinosaur that I carry around. So that's our deal. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Okay, so let's talk about the concept of the drill today first, and then I'm gonna teach you how to practice this stuff, because a lot of times you at home won't make any sort of really impactful changes because you're not disciplined or diligent enough about really pushing yourself to see or feel a dramatic change. And so sometimes when it comes down to getting you guys to do a movement correctly, we have to exaggerate it. And I know a lot of you can relate to this at home where you go out there and you pound golf balls, you worked on it all day, you look at it on camera and it looks kind of the exact same way, right? It doesn't really have enough of that change that you're looking for. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to commit to changes unless we know or we have a sense of comfort that we can hit the golf ball reasonably well with that change. Nobody in their right mind, and I repeat, nobody, wants to come take a golf lesson and leave the golf lesson hitting the ball poorly. Nobody does. Now, I know a lot of you at home understand that there's a process. I get that. And I know a lot of you have been told in years past, and maybe even from me at one point, where you have to go down the ladder before you go back up. But in this drill, you don't have to go back down the ladder at all. You can use this drill as a means for you to start working in a better direction with your driver once and for all and stop fearing this golf club. I'm gonna have you push yourself to feel something dramatically different than what you're used to. So the way that I have this drill set up, put a ball on the ground or put a ball or a piece of tape on the ground as your marker for now. And we're gonna move that out of here in just a second when we start repping this out. And I want you to have a line in front of that marker that would be pointed directly at your target. This line that's on the ground back here, my foot line, is going to be parallel to that white line that's on the ground in the middle. That's important to make sure you have that in a good spot. I have two other lines down here on the ground. I have a line that's pointed 45 degrees off to right field, and I have a line that's pointed 45 degrees off to left field. This line that's pointed off to left field is going to be your hip line. This line that's pointed off towards right field is going to be your hand and arm path. Now, under no circumstance, when we start turning on the gas, do I want your hands and your arms working 45 degrees out towards right field when you start hitting golf shots. Why? Well, because that's gonna produce a big old nasty block or a quick old hook. And we're here to become better drivers of the golf ball. I'm not gonna take and get you to start hitting big slingers just because you've always wanted to draw the golf ball. But again, remember, the whole purpose of drills of this nature allow you to start working into speed a little bit sooner so that you don't have to go through all the mechanical thinking and feel like you're a folded up lawn chair. You get what I'm saying? How I want you to do this is we're gonna kind of preset ourselves in the position that we're going to try to work to and through. You can take the golf ball out of there, you can just put a tee in the ground, or you can just put a piece of tape if you're working on this in your living room or wherever. Now what I want you to do is I want you to set up and have that positioned off of the left instep or your lead instep. Now what I want you to do is I want you to turn your hips so that they're going to be parallel to that line that's pointed 45 degrees off to left field. And I want you to take your hands and your arms, I want you to extend the golf club out towards right field at the same time. Okay, so you're gonna just basically go from a static address position, open your hips up and extend your hands and arms so the club is out towards right field. Now, when you do this, it is very important that you understand that I want the toe of the club to be up to the sky or slightly toe left. I don't wanna see anybody's golf club look like this where you could hold a glass of wine on it. You need the club face to rotate through this position, and I like to have it a little bit toe left. So you're going to focus on the hips and the arms extending the club head and rotating the face to that position from a static address position. Open the hips up, extend the arms. Okay? I want you to do this back and forth just for a second. Once you've got that feel and you can kind of see where it is you're gonna try to get your hips to and where you're gonna try to get the club head to, now what we wanna start doing is putting some movement to it. But we're not gonna make big swings. We're gonna really push ourselves to feel some little small swings, hip high to hip high. If it goes a little bit above that, not a big deal. Big key is to make sure that when you do this, is that you feel the hips clear out as the hands and the arms extend the club head out towards right field. For the sake of time, I'm not gonna do 25, 30 reps. I'm just gonna do maybe 5 or 6. So I'm gonna preset myself into a static address position, ball position off of my lead instep, okay? I'm gonna focus on trying to get my hips open and the club extending down that line and rotating. Okay, now, I want you to stop after every single rep and I want you to check to make sure that your hips are open and the golf club is in the correct spot. If it's not, fix it. Put it in the right spot. Hold it static for a second and then try to get yourself to move back into it. Don't do reps that are poor quality. Quality is your friend here. So we're gonna do a couple more. Hips open up. Okay, make sure those hips open up. Make sure you feel the club head extend. Now you've got a good sort of visual in your brain. You know that you can get your hips open up. You know you can feel your arms extending out in that direction. What do you think I want you to do? We're gonna start turning the gas up. We're not hitting golf balls just yet, but we're gonna now move that little small feeling into a much larger feeling. That's the beauty of this drill, is that it doesn't push you to think about all the technical nuts and bolts. It gives you a couple of little small things for you to think about and then try to feel, and now you're ready to start putting the foot on the old accelerator. So now we're gonna do 3/4 length swings. If it goes chest height or shoulder height, that's totally fine. If it goes a little bit further than that, I'm okay with it. I want you to take a little bit of speed out of the swing. Think about it as being like a 80% speed swing. When we do this, again, we're still focusing on getting the hips there and the hands and arms extending out towards right field. What I would probably suggest that you do before you start turning the accelerator on here is go back through it, preset, extend, come back to that position. Now let's make some swings. Oh, that feels weird. Whew. Okay, hips open, arms extend. Okay, feels fast though. Let's do 3 more. Hips open, extend. Use the visuals. Okay, hips opening up, arms extending, club face rotating. Now, I just had a very good warm up. I was very connected to the movements. I could feel the weirdness of these movements. I could feel how dramatic and how different it is from what I've actually been working on. Now I'm gonna bring the golf ball back in. Now, for those of you that follow my channel or have worked with me in the past or are a member of the website, what I want you to remember is that you're always gonna hear this from me. When you work on trying to get this stuff out to the driving range, I want you to understand that working off of ratios are your friend. Starting out by doing like 8, 9, 10 to 1, where you do 10 practice swings, 1 golf ball, is very good discipline. Over time, once you start getting really proficient with it and you start seeing the changes that you're looking for, you can shrink those ratios down. I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio. So how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna preset my hips, extend my arms, come back, make a swing. Okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and hit a shot. Remember, don't think about the club or the ball. Think about making your body move exactly how you just trained it to do. Let the club react. Ooh, my goodness gracious, did I munch that one? Go out there, stay focused, be diligent in your practice sessions, make sure that you're getting proper reps, but remember, create awareness first. Push yourself to feel a little bit uncomfortable, turn that feeling into some movement, and then start having some big fun with this drill, because it is a drill that's going to help you hit more fairways, and a lot of you will probably pick up a little bit of speed.